Hello, my name is Brent Warman, and I'm the Student Services Coordinator at ELS Language Centers. Dealing with international students can sometimes be a challenge, but I welcome the challenge. I find it very fun. I try and make it as interactive as possible. So if somebody is not able to understand what I'm trying to say, I usually use my hands, or I try and show them pictures. And once in a while, I will use Google Translate on my phone, which is my saving grace. I try and base all my activities off of what Vancouver has to offer. Vancouver has many different types of activities and events going on around the city. So I look at what's happening every month, and I try and put some really big, exciting activities on the activities calendar. And once in a while, I'll put on some more active events where they have to run around and get dirty maybe, or some ones where we're going to eat food. I also try and put a variety of activities on there, so that way if students who are not that interested in very active sporty type of activities, they can at least try some other ones, such as ceramic painting or chocolate tasting, stuff like that. So students will come to me with all sorts of problems and questions and issues. I try and have an open mind to any question or concern that they might have. Usually I try and gauge where the student is and what their concerns are with these problems. Sometimes they're easy questions. Brent, where can I go to have a nice hamburger or cheeseburger? Or Brent, I'm interested in learning how to salsa dance. Where can I go? So really, a lot of what I do is go onto the internet, and I start doing some research based off of what their requests are. And then I will present to them what I have, what I've found, and then go from there. And if they have any more questions, then I kind of point them in the right direction and where to find some more answers. During our busy season, which is wintertime and summertime, I will deal with up to 300 students at a time. On any given day when it's not so busy, usually it's about 175 students. And then when we have our youth program that comes here in the wintertime, I'll have 135 teenagers that I have to deal with as well. So some days could be 175, some days could be 400. It just depends. The biggest activity that I have ever thrown here at ELS was probably our Halloween party. What I do, we spend about 2 weeks decorating the student lounge, and we get all the classrooms to prepare booths where they will run games for all the other students in the school. So they have to design it, and they have to buy supplies, and then they have to run the booth. And then we have a costume contest, so all the students will be dressed up, all the staff will be dressed up. Then we have a costume contest, and we decide who's the winner, who has the best costume. That one takes a lot of energy, it takes a lot of time to plan it out and to implement it as well. So I would say that's probably my biggest activity. And usually I have probably over 150 people that participate in the Halloween party. Do I believe that students understand and believe everything that I offer and that I tell them? Yes, I do. The students usually will question the things that I plan, and the things that I charge them for. And so what I always try and do is make it as cheap as possible for the students. So that way we're not making any money off the activity. We're just trying to make more students involved, get more involved in the activity. So usually I will contact companies and ask them for special deals that I can offer to the students. And then I explain this to the students and say, I have special relationships and special partnerships with these schools or with these companies, and they usually, and then they allow me to get the tickets for cheaper, and which is why I'm able to offer the activity for a lot cheaper. Usually students look into it, I tell them to do their own research, go on the website and see how much it costs. And then they come back to me, and then they realize that actually it is what I'm telling them is the truth, and that it is cheaper to join my activities than to go on their own. Yes, we do activities all across Vancouver and the Lower Mainland, and we usually even go up to Whistler and Victoria. We do trips into the interior of BC and over towards the Rocky Mountains, where we go to Kicking Horse Mountain or Silver Star Mountain, Sun Peaks Mountain. We'll go to Tofino on Vancouver Island. So I try and make it as interesting and explorative as possible for all the students. I think the biggest problem that international students have here in Vancouver is how expensive everything is. A lot of students are coming from countries such as Mexico or Brazil or Venezuela, Colombia, where their dollar is not worth as much as the Canadian dollar. So they come here expecting that they're going to be able to go out with their friends and do a lot of things, but then they realize that Vancouver and Canada is a very expensive place to be and an expensive place to live. So a lot of it is trying to show them and teach them how to spend their money wisely, and how to buy things that aren't going to cost them an arm and a leg, and really showing them how you can do things for free or very inexpensively here in Vancouver. How do I deal with homesickness with students? Students often come to me and they're homesick. What I try and do is distract their minds from being sad and being upset and missing their families. I tried to explain to them that being homesick or missing your family is very normal and very natural feeling and very natural emotion to have. So pretty much, if a student comes to me and they say that they're sad, usually I'll ask them why they're sad, and then I start going into the things that they like to do. What makes you happy? So start thinking about that. Try and concentrate more on the things that make you happy than on the things that are going to make you sad. Be thankful that you have the opportunity to come to Canada. Most likely your parents or their parents gave them that opportunity to come here. So just explaining to them that, hey, you're only going to be here for a short while, maybe 1 month, 2 months or so, and eventually you'll go back and you'll get to see your parents. Try Skyping them or FaceTiming them. That'll be an opportunity for you to at least get to see them. And I also try and give out as many hugs as possible, because it's always nice to get a hug when you're feeling sad. My job when it comes to homestay, I am here as a counselor. So students can come to me and let me know the problems that they're having with their homestay. And it can be anything. I try and be as open-minded as possible when it comes to student problems within homestays. So a student might come to me and say they don't like their food. So usually what I will do is sit down and counsel them and ask them, what kind of food do you like? What kind of food do you not like? And I have a partnership with the homestay company, and I can email them and let them know how the student is feeling. And then I can, then we can go about changing that food if that's what the student's looking for. If it's a big problem where they're just not getting along with the family, or the house is dirty or anything like that, then we go about changing the homestay for them, trying to find them a new homestay that meets their needs, and someplace where they can actually call home. Would I ever give the advice to a student to move out of a homestay? Sometimes yes. Some students come to Vancouver and they're more mature, they're older students, and they're not really looking to be in a situation where they're being told what to do and told what not to do as well. So I definitely counsel the students, listen to the students' needs, see what they're interested in. If they tell me that, the homestay is not really suitable for them, then I'll explain to them, that most young Canadians live in apartments or houses by themselves or with friends, and it may be a little bit more expensive, but you're definitely going to be closer to the city. You're definitely going to have an opportunity to make your own rules, and you don't have to have a curfew or somebody telling you what to do. It allows you to do your own thing and become more independent. So it depends. It's a case-by-case basis, depending on what the student is looking for, and what I think is best for the student. I definitely think Vancouver is the best city to learn English. There's so many opportunities for students here. Many students come here unknowing, not sure what to do, what Vancouver is all about, what Canada is all about. And I think Vancouver provides them with an opportunity to not only learn English, but to make awesome friends from all around the world and to experience some of the best activities such as skiing and snowboarding, or you can go surfing, kayaking, mountain biking, go hiking. Pretty much the options are endless in Vancouver.